What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Blazer King with King's Critiques, and we're here for Spy Family. Been a few days since I recorded the last one, but I do know that the last one was the end of the bus jacking incident that Anya and Damian both proved quite a bit of valorism? I think that's a word. Towards trying to save their fellow children. And apparently the big guy's getting a bit of kudos on that too. And Becky was the one who threw the note, so of course she's getting kudos. And all of these children are getting a big round of applause. So what is in store for them now? I suppose we shall see. Let me know your thoughts on, the season up to this point, series up to this point, or whatever else might enter your head now at the end of the episode, whatever it might be. Hit the like button, subscribe, let things run through, leave the watch them, because that is highly appreciated. And that being said, what if Umbridge over there feels bad about giving all of them a little bolt recently? Honestly, King Stella for saving everyone's lives, the least they could do. 2 would have been cool, but, especially because Damian and Anya were kind of like the biggest resolution for that. Becky just threw a paper ball, or threw a thing that had the information in it, and the big guy just gave moral support, but the other 2 risked their lives, theoretically. At least his friends are giving him kudos for that. And, it was complete bullshit at the time, and at least they know that now, so they can, give him a round of applause, I guess, but at the time it seemed like the most ridiculous thing ever, honestly. Also, unrelated to Becky's fantasizing, Damien saying Yamero to his friends just reminds me of that insane video I saw of people at, I think it is Amazon subtitling, changing, no, it's not Amazon, it's a game company, changing subtitles from what they're actually supposed to be translated into just whatever the hell they feel like. The companies need to stop that shit, man. Translate proper or get the fuck out of the department. I don't remember too much about the video other than it's some bullshit that you could believe a 20-year-old's probably writing, but that's another topic. Meanwhile, the cops are just, discussing with each other, oh, this wasn't actually a real bomb. Dude, look. Oh, the second one actually discovered that. Which, also, wouldn't you think that putting fake bombs on them might, considerable a lighter sentence for the ringleader in the whole thing? Because, the father of the dead girl is the ringleader, but he also didn't actually want to hurt anyone. That was the mustache dude who was driving the bus. So, I don't know. And with these things, it's weird to consider, because while he was the one who was in charge of everything, he was probably the least violent one, realistically. I'm sure that chick would have probably shot one of them up heady ass, too. Well, that's awkward. All the other kids got their parents to come get them, and these 2 are left. Because Damien's parents don't give a shit, and your probably was at home crying, worrying about Anya. Until she got the phone call to come get her. Meanwhile, Anya just, taking one state of being a friend way too far. But, you know what? Good for her for having friends. Instead just that annoying bitch, Becky. Because, listen, I don't remember where the way of actually saying... I actually think it was that video from 2007 that makes me refer to Becky like that. I'm old. But yeah, having more friends than just her would probably be good for Anya, especially if Damon's gonna treat her less like shit. Likely? Probably not. True. She's right. And this would be a big help to Lloyd. Also, I saw a comic strip that, I'm not sure if the artist just didn't know how to spell his name, or if I've been stupid this whole time. But his version of Lloyd is the L-O-I-D, right? Not the double L, like that alien cartoon from Disney back in the day. Holy shit, where did that come to mind? I have not thought of that in a very long time. Yeah, that's probably true. Lloyd's just very hopeful that that's how it works. And it's not impossible, because again, what the fuck's her name? Amelia? I think that's her name. She is friends with Yor, and she would probably want to meet Anya at some point, and a begrudging political husband would still give in at some point to get the family together just because it makes appearances look good. She went on foot. She didn't drive a car. She went on foot. Probably because she was ready to beat some ass if she needed to. So, here's a thought process on the next couple of minutes here. Damian's going to be all down in the dumps, upset, depressed even that his parents aren't there to make sure he's okay. Walk away, walk towards the cop in sadness and solace. But Yor will probably play the good mom role and comfort him anyway. Oh, and Lloyd and his partner were there the whole time and could have done more. But they were playing the waiting game and did things patiently, so it all went fine. Oh, wait. That means she actually was running faster than cars. Bitch, you're not supposed to show off your athletic ability that much. And I was wrong, it's Melinda, not Amelia. But I was at least on, the same letter track, Because, the first 4 letters of Melinda are the middle letters of Amelia. So at least I was close. It has been, a week since I watched any of these, at least. Okay, so my first thought wasn't accurate, but the fact his mother showed up, kind of a surprise to everybody. Sorry. So, Anya reading his mother's mind, she actually cares about him a lot more than he thinks. Which, again, if either parent is not going to give a shit about their child at all, if both are in the picture, the mother is usually the one to care about the kid and the father isn't. I mean, yes, sometimes it's reversed, and sometimes if one parent's out of the picture and the other isn't, there's a higher chance that one single parent might hold some issues with their kid. It's not an all the time thing, mind you, but I have heard it happen a lot, so... What the... Oh, okay, yeah, she's comparing her to Yuri. Okay, yeah, you know what? I see it. Unless she means Frankie, but I'm pretty sure she means Yuri based on the whole, caring about a related person to you, because that's kind of how Yuri is with Yor, honestly. Because Frankie's a weirdo, but I don't think he's ever to that extent. But Yuri to Yor? Yeah, no, I get that. However, that reaction to that sentence is something else. But probably because it's the kind of thing that she doesn't want to hear. I don't know. I can't even assume in this case. I would assume that this is the case of they're both very well aware that maybe he doesn't beat Damian, but he would be even more disappointed in him than he already is. Oh, and now she's hearing more from his mother. Okay, never mind. She doesn't care about him. Or maybe she's like the mother from Rock Lady, like I said before, to where she does totally love her child. But then there's the also part that's whipped by her political husband to think things like that. Yeah, she has both emotions running through her and are very conflicting. So I'm going to go with what I said a moment ago about comparing her to the mother in Rock Lady, because that seems like the exact kind of way that she is. Because that mother seems like the type who absolutely loves and adores Lisa and, the pink-haired bitch, but also would absolutely wreck either of them if she learns the truth. So, this woman is what we like to call, I don't know, bipolar is the closest thing I could think of, but I don't think that's quite right. That fits someone more like me who can be perfectly fine 99% of the time, and then one wrong thing happens and boom. But she's something else. Anyone with any more expertise as these clinical definitions go to give an opinion on that? Because she's an odd one. Why are you talking shit about your father's car? That is so rude. Like, yes, Becky's car is wide and sparkly clean. Becky is also, like, allowed to show off how rich she is for obvious reasons. Lloyd probably isn't, poor, mind you, with the whole wise thing, but it's not like he can show that off. They just tell his kid to shut up. He straight told her to shut up. Yeah, honestly, if more people did that to their kids, though, I think things would probably work out better. Because that way kids wouldn't become assholes, and they wouldn't grow up to be bigger assholes, and they wouldn't cause a bunch of shit and chaos. So, like, more parents out there, you need to tell your kids to shut up if they're getting a bit too mouthy. This is not actual, well, maybe it's actual advice. Because I still do believe if more kids were told to shut up, it wouldn't get so bad. Meanwhile, Anya has to question if all parents got along that picked up their kids. All because she's thinking of this situation. Because, I mean, two of those are very disparaging comments that she was thinking, but the third is back to that whole my sweet precious child kind of logic. And honestly, yeah, she's an interesting one. Like, her introduction as a character has been very interesting since, like, after she learned who Yor was exactly. Can't wait to see how this continues to spiral. This is probably going to extend into season 4, probably, because there's only a few episodes left of this season, but I did hear from Tiki Taki that I should check out the manga, and this should definitely be in my arrangement of manga to read at some point or another. Whether it's one of those things I just throw on music and vibe and read and not record myself doing, or maybe I will just so I can like point out certain aspects of the manga that are different from the anime that I've noticed. I don't know, let me know in the comment section if I read the manga of anything, Dress Up Darling being one of the starting things, but this will definitely be up there. Should I recap what I see on camera, or should I just like give my opinions difference between the two after the fact? Meanwhile, he's overthinking it, and she's realizing he's overthinking it. You gotta love those full circle moments. And while he's talking about this, I will bring up just one thing about the situation in general I've mentioned before. This is why, proper trusted staff of schools and stuff should be, I don't know, protected. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, they should be protected. Because I know we have a lot of incidents that happen in our schools, and most of those would probably be stopped very quickly if the security guards, that every school has nowadays ever since the original incident back in the, I think it was 80s or 90s. I'm bad at stuff like that, regardless. But yeah, why can't security guards and even trusted teachers, ones that have tenure, not ones that have been there for like 5 years and might be doing some hinky shit themselves, be armed with tasers? Because, like, literally, those tasers that shoot the little ropes at people really are not that expensive, I think. So what is wrong with schools arming people with those things? So that way when they start seeing someone pull something out, they just go, and they go down. Am I in the wrong here? Because, like, I know a lot of people are probably under the end of, well, even if they bring a pew-pew to school, you shouldn't shoot a kid with a taser. It's like, actually, yes, that's the exact reason why you should. Just my small thought, because it kind of pertains to the bus jacking thing. Because again, similar instance, if like the chaperone to the class for that field trip had a taser, could just went poop. And then, when the bus driver tried to interfere, could just turn around and hit him too. Or at the very least, someone else. Actually, no, there was only one. Need at least 2 chaperones for, a field trip because of shit like this, honestly. One in the front, one in the... Actually, a lot of schools do. Why they didn't was kind of a skill issue. Probably because they thought, oh, it's kids, nothing's gonna happen. Well, why are you asking him that? You know it wasn't. Child was probably thrown into his room and forced to study for the 2 or 3 days you guys were out. Oh, again, this continues to show how weird his mother is. Because, like, she's not there at the table with him to eat, but she did make the food. Well, his mother is not much better than his father. At least she does things, I guess. Very weird situation. Yeah, because you were one of the 4 students that manned up and did something, even though it was in the craziest way possible. Now you're getting attention. Though, again, I will state the obvious, unrelated from Becke's mindset and the shit going on with him and Anya. These are school children. I mean, hey, we'll just chalk that up to, wanting to be his friend and leave it at that, because, yeah, okay, who am I kidding? We all know that grade schoolers very well easily can have crushes. I had a crush when I was in grade school, and then, years later, after I fucked up my chance to meet her as a teenager and, maybe do something, thanks, mother. One of the few things in my life I will actually blame my mother for. That crush I had that I could have had something with, basically just met somebody else who she was friends with, had a relationship with them, told me facts I didn't want to know, so I blocked her on social media. Well, I didn't block her, I just hid all her messages and ghosted her, basically, but honestly, what was I supposed to do? Like, it was a difference between being a single-digit person with a crush that was their friend, and then becoming a teenager, having a chance to get a relationship, and then being shot down, all because I was a few minutes late to the meetup time, because my ride did not want to fucking get out of bed because of being lazy as hell, and that's one of those things that she refuses to remember, and that pisses me off to this day. But that's one of those first things in life that basically was whatever god your dumbass might believe in spitting on my face. Yeah, girls even giving her kudos because she's the one that threw the tin out there. And the main star, Starlight Anya, she's actually going to have that trend with the other classes. Meanwhile, Becky and Damian both looking at her like, she's gonna let this go to her head, isn't she? However, we haven't seen the big guy yet, so is he going to take it to the head the most? Now she's getting ambushed by everybody. That's what happens when you help save everybody. That's a crazy imagination to have. Yeah, actually, on topic of that thought process, though, are we in another season of Comey? Because, listen, that's one of those things I would totally go read the manga for. I am one of those people that is vehemently against watching, most straight rom-coms because there's too much bullshit with it. But Comey Can't Communicate is definitely one of those rom-coms that escapes the normality of it. Because while someone has, at least one other person, I think, has a crush on him, I think more people have a crush on her at the point of the anime, at least. So, like, if we're not getting more of it animated, that might have to slip into one of the manga I read as well, because pretty sure at one point, canonically in the manga, they... But that's a whole other conversation. I only got taken from the 100 Friends bit, because that was her whole goal of it, wasn't it? But right now, Anya's just having some crazy thoughts of her own. The fact that this comment actually shook him to his core is crazy. Because the look on his face and the instinct he got at that. Meanwhile, he called her a commoner, and they're actually praising her more for that. It's crazy. Like, the fact that there are adults that are as susceptible as children is probably the craziest part of this. But the fact that they're, like, not disparaging her and they're asking how they can be more like a commoner is insane. Anya, do not tell them to eat poison. It might make them strong, but it could also kill them if they're not used to it. I mean, she's not wrong. Meanwhile, they talk shit about parents cooking for commoners, and he's just like, hey, you know what? It's not that bad, honestly. Probably because that's the one joy he gets is the rare times his mother cooks for him. Yeah, I don't think he'd bring his father to your place, but why is she? Honestly, the imagination for his father to look like that isn't that far off. But like, he definitely is not that cross-eyed. Like, Donovan's eyes are definitely that whole sunken in, very tired, done with bullshit expression, but that's insane to say as a kid, by the way. I'm just saying. I eat my mother's cooking every day, ready to die. Shit, she's hardcore. I could swear there's old school spy music that's been remixed playing in the background while she's talking about this stuff. Why would your toothbrush weigh that much? I just noticed the comparison to what's being. Yeah, what? What? I mean, shit, honestly, I guess that's good weight training. Pretty sure if your bathwater was 100 degrees, the cops would get called on you. That's probably true. Anything that Yor teaches her. Becky's just trying to be a good friend and, like, make your lying more reasonable. However, maybe this will help in Anya's idea of inviting Damian over. Because that thought process could click with him and he'd be like, yeah, I wonder. I don't. Well, okay, she actually might be suffering a neck injury. It's been a couple of days, so she might have fought something that's too much for her. But we also did just see her making breakfast this morning. As unbad as that might have been. Hey, remember, Damien, she punched you the first day of school because her mother taught her. So, is it stupid? She totally lost sight of the goal. And she just called him a shithead again. Like, is that just gonna be a commonplace insult for people in season 3 of these shows? Because by this point of recording, that episode of Oshinoko had come out, as well as the ones of this. And the fact Kana called Aqua a shithead still has me baffled. But this is even crazier. Because you probably could call or see little kids calling people shitheads. But that's not the kind of thing you would expect from a 6-year-old. These kids are way too impressionable. Like, he yells at her and makes her cry once, and then they're like, wow, he's kind of a badass. It's like, you are little dumbasses, aren't you? Matter of fact, the rest of them might be shitheads. And now he's in an awkward position because he won back the others', favor, and his friends are applauding him, but he feels so bad for making her cry again. Meanwhile, he apologizes, and his friends are just stunned. Because he apologized to her the other day about everything beforehand, and now that he just unloaded on her like that, he's like, fuck, fine, yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. Okay, you know what? Take this as a lesson from a child. He is not wrong. Like, if you know you're in the wrong and you apologize, that does make you the better person. I don't know about stronger, but it does make you the better person. I know that's the thing a lot of adults, can't comprehend is the word accountability, but he's correct. Meanwhile, both of them have lost all accountability with everybody. Or, accountability isn't... Actually, that might have been the word I'm looking for here, because both of them now just seem like they're being assholes to everybody, which they kind of are. But again, I'm gonna just use this as an example just based on the personalities they're exhibiting. Imagine, like, there was a whole different situation going on here. Pretty sure everybody, other than just Becky, would probably be having their own thought processes on this. Yeah, they all just lost interest. I'm not gonna say the odd thought I had on that, but well, okay, I did kind of already. A whole other situation, story, whatever. Why the fuck does my hair keep doing that? Okay, the fuck. What is wrong with these kids, man? Because, like, we all know the situation they're painting here, and I do kind of question the author for that one a little bit. But in a way, it's also kind of funny. I don't know. They're probably getting closer to being able to get together with the Desmond family, though, so that's good. As to what extent, who knows? You can let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section, of course. You know, the plan to read the manga is there somewhere, but I have been terrible reading manga for a very long time. I even upgraded my Crunchyroll subscription so I could read manga that they have access to. So I should obviously make use of that at some point. So, like I said earlier, let me know, should I, record while I'm reading, and if I, like, say anything, kind of like what I do with these. Should I say if I say anything while reading, and it's relevant to a conversation, I upload it on, the YouTube guys' end. Because for TikTok, it'd be kind of boring, or not TikTok, for Patreon, it'd be kind of boring seeing me just sit and click, 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 and occasionally say something. It's not like when watching a show and things just go on. Although I suppose in either case, like, the Patreon side can also leave again, are there comments on Patreon? I think there are. Patreon side can leave a comment too if they might be interested in seeing me read manga, because I can just throw up music in the background, so it's not like me being silent and occasionally saying something. So I don't know. Let me know. Patreon side, you want to see me read the manga and just do it that way? YouTube, TikTok, do you want to see me say things about the manga as I read it, or should I just, like, read it and then come back with my thoughts after the fact, similar to how I do with this? Let me know that and stuff in the comment section down below, as well as, of course, your thought on the episode, the arc, the series thus far, the season so far, other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next, in general, and whatever else might be in your mind. Hit the like button, subscribe to the other channels in the description, ring bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Patreon, over on Twitch. And thank you to the patrons that are currently subscribed over there, who can enjoy seeing the full episodes and every single thought coming out of my mouth with these episodes that are listed in the description as well. And eventually I will get an end card to slap on these. I just need to, like, get in my mind of how I want to arrange it. Because I could do it like the Katakura's way, where I just, like, I don't know, show a small video of my animals or something and have it roll by or something. I don't know, we'll see. Let me know if you have any thoughts or ideas on that. I don't want to, like, steal his thunder, but I also don't have a dog, so, like, showing my cats are similar, but different. That being said, been the Blaze again with King's Critiques. Out, for now. Peace.